guys. A couple of days ago, I read the story of where Jesus raises the dead girl and he healed the sick woman. And this is a story where Jesus was going to heal the little girl who was dying, and there was a large crowd around him. And the lady was in that crowd, and she had been bleeding for a number of years. Doctors couldn't help her. And she knew that if she just touched the fringe of his cloak, she would be healed. She didn't need him to see her or even know she was there. She just had faith that if she just touched the fringe of his cloak, she would be healed. And she was healed. Jesus didn't see her or even know at first who had touched him because there were so many people. So looking at Mark chapter 5, verse 24. So Jesus went with him. A large crowd followed and pressed around him, and a woman who was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years. She had suffered a great deal under the care of many doctors and had spent all she had. Yet instead of getting better, she grew worse. When she heard about Jesus, she came up behind him in the crowd and touched his cloak, because she thought, if I just touch his clothes, I will be healed. Immediately her bleeding stopped, and she felt in her body that she was freed from her suffering. Now she would have been good with just that. Just that faith that she had healed her. She could have gone home. But Jesus knew that someone was healed. At once Jesus realized that power had gone out from him. He turned around in the crowd and asked, "Who touched my clothes?" "You see people crowding against you," his disciples answered, "and yet you can ask, 'Who touched me?'" But Jesus kept looking around to see who had done it. Then the woman, knowing what had happened to her, came and fell at his feet, trembling with fear, told him the whole truth. He said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering." So even though she was healed, she was good at that point. She could have been fine with him never noticing her. Jesus wanted her to know that he noticed her. He wanted to bless her. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering. That faith she had of just saying, he doesn't have to touch me or even see me. I just need to touch the fringe of his cloak. That little faith completely immediately healed her. But the good part about this is that Jesus doesn't want you to be a faceless person in the crowd. He wants to see you. He wants you to know that he sees you because he wants to bless you. So from this story, again, I used to just get that one lesson, that woman's faith healed her. But going through it, caught me that he kept looking around. There were people pushing in everywhere, but he kept looking around. Even though he was headed to save the dying girl, he stopped because that woman was important to him, and he wanted her to know that, and he wanted to bless her. So whenever you feel like you're just a name in the crowd, you're just a faceless person in a sea of people, understand that Jesus sees you, and he wants you to know that he sees you. He wants to bless you. Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering. I hope that this message touched someone today, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.